Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News.
I saw the guns, so I'm not even gonna. I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah, but we're
You
not
know
doing
what I'm
all
saying?
of that.
Oh, let's
Because
see, Jack.
I got nothing to do. So.
Nah, man, Jack was not. Jack was talking trash. All right, go ahead.
We are back this
Back.
week with your Survivor
News.
Back.
We have a very juicy episode to talk about. You know, we have a lot to say. So listen, let's get right into it. Oh, okay. The baby boys are they alive this week.
Yes, we are. We here now. Night 16.
Wait a minute.
Janine
We
Boda.
got Jack Atkins from The Circle season 2. The floor is lava. Back on the building. We got Wendeezy was asleep literally 4 seconds ago, and now he's awake. Also know him from the winner of Ghost Island, the first merge at war. Wendeezy.
Thank you very much. We out here.
Yes, sir.
Get my whistle ready. Bryce, I got something to say.
Okay. The floor is not lava, but it is yours.
I was not sleeping today. I woke up early.
Okay.
I went to the gym.
Okay.
Went downtown for some meetings.
Okay.
Then I had to go to my physical therapist to check back in for my knee.
Okay.
Tom, you know Tom.
I know Tom.
And Tom had me doing some crazy things.
Oh.
And then self whistle.
Oh.
And then Nas came by to work on that installment for Reserve.
Okay.
And he left 7 minutes ago. So it's been a long, packed day of me being active. So,
Jack,
I actually woke up early today.
Oh, what time?
Early being what? 12?
10 a.m.
Oh. Okay. Jack, quick question. What time in the group text message did you confirm the time that we will record today? Earlier today, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so plenty of time was given. But
I was just confirming.
Oh, yeah, no.
What's he trying to say to you, Jack? Don't let him do that.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I'm not saying anything. Because, I could run down my schedule of the things I had to do today as well.
What did you have to do today? Because when I called you were just laid up with your little hoodie on.
That's a lie. I was actually at my desk working. I got up at 7 o'clock to do my work. I had supervision. Okay. Then I had to go get the trash cans because yesterday was trash day. And my neighbor who lives upstairs kind of sort of annoys me because it's like we have a community shared trash can. And they always put their dog poop in the trash can, but just like, why you put your dog poop in the trash can? I specifically bought a trash can that says dog poop. But they always put in the dog poop in my trash can. But here's the thing though. I'm whispering because
why? Because you're shook. Because you're scared.
And my thing is, okay, if you won't put the dog poop in the trash can, take the trash out then. So, I mean, not that I'm petty. So the trash can is full. And mind you, I have my own little other trash can that I be taking out. And so the trash can was out on the curve today. So I just took it in. But anyway.
I got a question. The poop trash can stays inside?
No. However, like they put the trash can that's outside that I put my trash in, like they be walking a dog and putting a poop in that trash can. And so like when I have to go like put my trash in it, I don't want to like open it up and be like, ooh, it smells like window breath. So I bought a little cute thing from Target and wrote dog trash can on it.
You did that today?
No, I mean I've done that since the summer and they don't.
But they haven't been using it?
No, they still just like put.
Question.
What?
Do you passively aggressively whatever. Do you
get the brick?
Ricky self-brictionary. Do you passive aggressively just go get a trash can and write dog poop on it? Or do you say, hey, do you have a conversation?
Listen, I'm busy. I'm working. I don't have time. And here's the thing. I don't have a problem with you using the trash can. My only issue is if you put the dog poop in it, take it out.
But isn't it the one on the street that's getting picked up by the
But that's what
garbage
I'm
truck or
saying.
not?
But that's what I'm saying. If you're utilizing that trash can, then you should have to take it out to the curb sometimes. Or
So
at the very
the
least,
trash can doesn't start on the curb then. It's like
no,
it's
it
like,
starts
okay.
behind our home. And my thing is, I'm taking it out and bringing it in. And I don't even use it that much because, child, we on tour and I ain't never home.
Oh. So I got another question, Bryce.
Okay, sorry. But I'm here.
Is that the beef of the week?
So what curb do you put your trash on? Is it the side, that side street with the pizza place, or is it the front by your front
the side.
window? Oh.
And
I
so
was trying to think. Go ahead.
So there's the other thing that pissed me off. So the trash has been out there, right? The trash can has been out there for a whole day. So today, on my lunch break, when I went out there to go get the trash can, I opened it up. Bitch, it's dog poop in it. So you walked outside, saw it, put the dog poop in it, and then just went about your merry way.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Or I got another explanation. Maybe because the trash is out there and your good neighbors, when they walk their dogs, they curb the dogs, they pick up the poop, and they just happen to see your trash can and put it in there.
Because I know what bags they use, so it's the same bag. But anyway, that's like, listen, I ain't really tripping because I have to take trash out, but my thing is just like,
you mad. And
then to make it worse, you ask them a minute before tribal, who's it gonna be? Just tell me. They told you to vote for Ryan.
She told me, right?
Dag.
Survivor News.
Dag. So
but before we get into sorry, my little trash can dilemma, the baby boys, we got 2 more dates left in the Bryce and Wynn Present the Tour 43. We are headed to the district December 7th. Okay, make sure you see us there. And then listen, we are ending this amazing season in LA for a finale. And if you saw on Twitter, we dropped a new flyer, but we didn't drop the new flyer yet anywhere else. So we're just
I gotta go take a look.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, we dropped a little nugget.
No, not a nugget. No nugget. And if we're dropping nuggets, we're going to put it in the trash can and we're going to take the trash can out. Woo! But yeah, so excited for LA. It's getting ready to be lit.
You see it?
God.
You see it?
I'm trying to decipher who all these people
are. we got a nice group.
It's actually a really high definition photo, Jack. So if you zoom in, it's still high def. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because tricky on
that's all you guys get. What is Syncopated Ladies?
Oh, they're a tap dance. They are an incredible tap dancing group.
Let's
Chloe and Maud Arnold. Look them up. Chloe does like body doubles for Beyonce and stuff. They do. Yeah, they
got a movie getting ready to come on out.
Wow.
Listen, it's a star-studded event. But listen, enough about the flyer. We got to talk about last night's episode.
Tell Jack the news, Bryce.
Okay,
tell Jack what's going on. Tell Jack the news, Bryce.
Lay it on me.
We're gonna have Wendeezy moderate today, Jack.
Okay.
What?
Well, is that a joke?
I mean,
no, it ain't a joke. I'm ready.
Oh, I thought you could be a heads up so I didn't have to get all my notes together.
Oh, sorry.
I spent 15 minutes on that.
Oh.
I woke up early. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's why you got it.
It's all good. I may have been the whistle may have been wet when I watched the episode, so I trust Wendell.
Well, Jack, if I drop the ball,
like
in the challenge, if I drop the ball, you can pick it up and you can help me out. All right?
Of course. I'm ready to rock.
All right, let's go. Night 16. Post the Janine boot. We got some Sammy talk. Sammy is regular. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So we'll go strike one.
All right. Nah, Jack's been doing a good job for a few weeks, but now it's my turn. Sammy is ready to shake the game up a little bit. He says he wants to take some of the people out at the top. And Owen says that Gabler and Sammy, Owen gets them to talk. because Sammy left Owen out, and he says James lied to my face, and I'm doing terrible at this, aren't
I? Okay, Jack.
Basically, he's pissed at James because he told him to vote for Ryan, and Jack, don't do it.
Just get warmed up.
For those listening, Jack is at his house running laps. He's doing some kind of shadow box. He's doing jumping jacks. But they're pissed at James. He's like, who does James think he is? He's not the Godfather. He says that a couple times. And they're starting to notice that James is like, whether he's feeling himself or what, but James is looking to them like the guy that's calling the shots.
So this is what I just have to say. And that scene with Owen, Gabler, and Sammy, and Owen is pissed. And like rightfully so. Like, I know what it's like to be on the wrong side of the vote, but I go home. For me, I just thought was so interesting was that, like, is this deja vu? Because this is the same Sammy that last episode ran up on you and Janine. It was like, oh, wait. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Listen to me. What's that mean? Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Then fast forward this episode, Sammy again. Like, wait. And I just find it so ironic that, like, Owen is just still pissed at James.
There's got to be something about Sammy, bro. There's got to be something about Sammy that he could just talk to people and they just want to be cool with him. I think so. Or there's something about James where it's just like, Jack,
I mean, yeah.
No, Bryce, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, I feel like, and this is where I kind of sort of can relate to Owen, and somebody pissed me off. Like, 9 times out of 10, you don't have to do much to piss me off again. And so I just feel like Owen is illuminated to James's game, and I think that he is kind of like not being his peripheral view of what Sammy is doing is being blocked by his, like, James
focus on James.
Focus on James.
Yes. Hey, Bryce, can we do a little skit of when James ran up on Owen at that night? You'll be Owen.
Okay.
Hey, Owen, can we talk?
I'm good. I got nothing to say. I'm
he
good.
Just shut up like so Sammy can run up on him and like they could talk, but James wanted to talk to him, and Owen was like, no. Shut him right down. How do you feel about that? Do you, if you're in Owen's position, do you shut him down, or do you say, all right, what do you have for me? Tell me what you feel.
Yeah, I think this whole, because this is a rivalry that has been going on for a little while. It obviously comes into play later in the episode. And so I'm trying to see it from both people's perspectives. And I think both people are pretty valid in their perspective. They're just not going about it the right way. Like for Owen, Owen knows that he was being authentic when he went to James and said, hey, I really just want to vote with you and get in on the majority vote. But for James, Owen's written his name down. They don't need his vote for this vote. So James doesn't owe Owen the truth necessarily. But I do think it was a bad move for James to sort of volunteer that lie. They were in a group setting, I think, when Owen asked it. James doesn't have to be the person to be like, to speak up and be like, it's gonna be Ryan. Like, just lay back, James, and like let someone else tell him what's up. So then,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, Owen wants to try to work with James, but James doesn't really, at least in the experience that they've had, James doesn't really need to. But I think James could handle it more tactfully. But I don't know that Owen, like, obviously Owen knows he was trying to work with him, but James doesn't know that was your intention necessarily. So he doesn't owe you the truth the whole game. But to what your question, I think, like, I mean, look, if I'm Owen, I'm definitely gonna be frustrated, but you always got to be open to business, I feel like, and let someone come and give you whatever spiel they want. Even if you don't give a shit, or even if you don't care what they say, like, let them feel like they're winning you over, even if they're not. Just let them feel like they are, instead of like really just halting their momentum and clearly saying like, I don't want to work with you, because you never want people to feel that way in Survivor.
So
Yeah.
Owen reminded me of Deshaun a little bit. Remember how Deshaun would be a little emotional and passionate at night,
Yeah.
and then the next morning
Whoa.
he would come back.
Whoa.
And, wait, what?
Only at night?
Passionate at night?
After Tribal, he would be like on one.
Yeah.
And the next morning he would come back and be kind of together. So I'm actually not mad at Owen being like, I don't got nothing for you, because he's pissed off. But right, at the same time, I feel like this is a game. And so you do want to give the illusion. And I also, kudos to James. This is where I also feel like, because I've seen some of the haters and like, you know, this Godfather-esque of James. If that were true of James, why would he even go in? Like, why would he even want to have a conversation with Owen in that moment? Like, I feel like, you know, he was ready for the smoke and wanted to kind of like welcome it a little bit. So, or
maybe not welcome the smoke, but just piece things up a little bit.
But that's welcoming the smoke.
Okay, fair enough. Now, from my perspective, James could have done a better job if you're in the dominant position, you want to have good communication with the people on the bottom. So previously, I think that his relationship with Owen could have been a little bit better. Now, after the Janine vote, when they get back after Tribal, I think James does a good job, because at that point, like, he's trying to talk to him. So I think Owen, like you guys said, Owen could have done a little better in not shutting him right down, even though it's very hard to do and you're very emotional at these times. Not shutting him down and just going for a walk and talking to him, and just, hey, like, you might be yelling at him on that walk, and come to some common ground at some point. But maybe talking to him right then and there might have been okay for them.
Or even you saying that, I felt like maybe James could have read the room and been like, listen, I know you don't want to talk right now, but the door is open whenever and if ever you want. So it doesn't like force Owen to want to have a conversation, but just know that, like, you know, if you want to talk, I'm there.
Business. Yeah.
You know, cool beans.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay. We also had a confessional from James where he said that something to the tune of, like, Jeff was asking about a social contract. What's the social contract? It is, if you break trust with James, you go home. I was like, damn, brother.
Do you know, Wendell? Because I know Jack don't know. Do you know the name of Destiny's Child's second album?
Of course. Say my name, say my name.
Okay, that is a single. That's the second single off of their second album. Do you know the name of their second album?
Say my name, say my name.
And
you acting kind of
can I guess?
Yeah, but he's typing. Go ahead. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I will mute him.
The writing's on the wall.
Jack, did you look that up?
He looked it up faster than me. Look at him. I gave him the time.
I may have.
Okay, because at that point in time with James's confessional, I said, okay.
Enough is enough. The
writing is on the wall.
They can't give him too many of these hot sound bites for it not to bite him back at some point.
Yeah.
Because he said some things. He's done some spicy things out there. You're protected. Yeah. So we get to the next day. We have a challenge. And Jeff breaks it up into...
Also, pause. Last week, Jack, you kept being like, this is the wrong challenge, Bryce. I had this week's challenge.
You got it right?
I got it right this week.
How did you even have this week?
I mean,
the teaser? Or you get some secret files.
We get access over here, but okay. But go ahead.
Also, I want to say last week, real quick. Remember when I said I think this is the time of the game where they're going to pivot and either blank or blank is going to go home? Look what happened.
Oh,
I just want to pay homage to my prediction.
Okay,
to yourself. I just want to pay homage to myself.
Someone in the comments I remember asked me. We'll get back to it later.
Okay, all right.
All right. So so this is the challenge where you're basically kind of doing like a bicep curl, and you're pushing a pole up, and up top is holding a ball from falling off. And I've seen this before because I did it on Ghost Island. But in this challenge, he's separating the groups into two. So whoever wins their heat gets immunity, and the winner of everything, that group gets to go to tribal second. And also, this is also for a reward, which Jeff called "Do It Yourself" PB&J.
What other way is there to do a peanut butter and jelly? And also, I hate when people call it PB&J. It's peanut butter and jelly, but
What?
That's a weird thing to hate.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just like some things just don't need abbreviations.
I feel like peanut butter and jelly kind of
Is a lot. It's like a mouthful.
No.
Someone's like, Bryce, do you want a PB&J? Like,
Absolutely not.
I'll take a peanut butter and jelly
Sandwich. Do it yourself PB&J. Well, what I will say,
what does that mean?
It means
like you gotta make it yourself.
I mean, but how else do you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Maybe
You
your
could
mom
get-
makes it and takes the crust off. And then
the
gives it to you.
Uncrustable.
Yeah, Jeff maybe could cut them up some sandwiches.
Like, Jeff, I want you to do my
Make that,
PB&J for
yeah.
me. So we had two teams, or two, heats. The red section was Cassidy, Jesse, Gabler, Ryan, and Cody. And blue was Owen, Sammy, Noel, Carla, and James.
I was like, are these teams random? I was like, I mean, I guess the odds of Owen and James being on the same team is like 50-50. But I just was like, what are the actual chances
Of Owen and James being on the same team, or of this actual
of Owen and James being on the same team?
Probably 50%.
A
I
little
mean,
less than
50-50.
50%. It's 4/9, whatever that is.
What's the percentage?
4/9. What 4/9 would be like 40 or no 44%, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
44%.
Why is it
Econ
4 out of
degree.
9?
Because
Come on, Jack.
I think I'm not positive, so I don't want to look like an idiot. But say I'm Owen, I automatically have to take a spot on either tribe. And so that leaves 4 spots on my tribe for other people to fill, but the other tribe has 5 spots to fill. So
Wow.
if you have 4 spots on your tribe and 5 on the other that can be filled, given that you're already on that tribe, then James has a 4 in 9 chance of taking a spot on your tribe.
If anyone
Okay.
knows otherwise, say it in the comments. But he
Let
just
us
sounded
know.
very
Let me
smart.
get my graduation gown.
Listen, speaking of that, where is the graduate? Where is it?
Rolled up in the corner.
We want to see it this time. Go ahead, get it.
Okay. I'm gonna turn my camera off.
No, Jack. We're on.
No, because I gotta put it on and like look fly.
He's
I'll
such
be right
our
back.
little brother.
I won't be
my
able to hear
goodness.
you while I get it though. So hold on.
All right,
Okay.
yeah, do your thing, Jack.
Jack currently is sifting through the floor of water bottles, shoes, underwear, pizza boxes, Subway sandwiches, and econ books. We can't actually say what the room smells like, but if I had to guess,
Yes.
it would be like you put a PB&J sandwich in a Ziploc bag, you leave it in your book bag for 3 weeks, and you opened it up.
Ew. Well, would it go bad?
Yes, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich can go bad.
Do you
if
think
you
it would
make
be
it
moldy?
The bread would definitely be moldy, and I'm pretty sure there probably is moldy pizza in or around Jack's bedroom. And I am pretty sure that Jack has about 4 to 5 water bottles.
I do, and we are back.
He's still on.
Okay. Wait, is Jack getting married or you're
Does he look like the
graduating?
preacher man? Jack looks
Yo,
like
welcome to my-
Reverend.
Oh, Reverend Jack Atkins.
Reverend Atkins.
Reverend Jack Atkins.
Reverend Atkins. My goodness.
And on
Jack,
the
give us a
fifth
word.
day-
Give us a word real quick, Jack.
the word today. Let me.
Oh, is that a
It's your-
wave cap? Wait,
It's
is that
got
a
What?
It's my graduation cap. Come on.
You better wear that.
Oh, he will. He'll probably put the buff on top of the cap and like.
Yeah. And the word of the day.
Okay.
If you believe in, if you put your faith in God, you're protected.
Okay.
All right. That was fun.
Wow.
Let me
Wow.
take. I gotta earn this.
Yeah. I've been getting hit up by no caller ID every 5 minutes.
Maybe they're trying to call you back for another Survivor season.
No, they put their caller ID for that one. Bryce,
Do they?
don't try to call me.
I'm not. Nobody is calling you.
Right, so you prank calling one
No,
day?
I'm not. Like, why? First of all, why would anybody think that I would do that? Like, one, no, that's annoying. I'm checking on my Uber Eats. Oh, God.
Oh, that's a good idea. So we have the teams. Did any particular team stand out? They looked kind of evenly yoked, if you ask me. Bryce, stop calling me. No caller ID. Have you been calling me all day, Bryce?
Oh my god.
Hello?
Did you order a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Shut up.
It's do it yourself.
Yes, one team looked a lot better than the other team, in my opinion, the blue team, because 5 minutes in, the blue team was still standing. Or James, Carla, and Owen.
Okay. You might be right.
I liked when it was the fact that somebody's calling me Jack. Hello.
Hey there. How you doing?
Hold on.
You ugly. Get off my phone.
Wait, don't hang up. Don't hang up.
I got a podcast to record right now.
So I'm recording one too.
What a coincidence. What are you doing?
Yo! Guys, I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of a podcast.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Look at you fools. All right, we're idiots. Goodbye.
Stay on.
Oh, wait, are you still on, Jack?
Yo, Wendell looking weird today.
He's
I
got
feel
no
like they're
energy.
talking about me. Guys, I'm right here. Y'all are being really silly right now.
I'll hit you.
Go on mute in the podcast.
Survivor's ready. Go.
I don't even know how to hang up. But okay.
Ooh.
Also, what I thought was hilarious is at the point in when, first of all, Carla, this challenge beast, a broken finger. I didn't know her finger was broke. I felt like last time they alluded to it being fractured, but she's killing it up there. And I guess it is Ryan and Cody and Ala Gabler. It's like I dedicate this minute. I dedicate this minute to all the big boys out there. And Carla was like, well, what about the big girls? And all I heard, Jack, you probably won't know this party song. Do you remember this party song, Wendell? Watch out for the big girl. Watch out for the big girl. Watch out for the big girl. I was like, okay. But also, my question was like, for Gabler, like, why is it go get them, big boys? Like, is that not weird?
Yeah.
I mean, it's classic Gabler.
I mean,
yeah.
I also will say that there was a lot of hyping up of Carla by James. James was on the bench cheering her on, hyping her up. And I'm like, simmer down a little bit. Simmer down, my man.
So why do you say that? Because I felt like so in watching it, I just thought that he was like really cheering her on. But now the way that you're saying it, it's making me be like, was he like?
Well, you just don't want to make it obvious who your rooting interest is.
Or even two, because like I think I saw him jump up at one point. Like, yeah, Yeah, like, you know, I just you could root like go get him, Carla, or something. But I just think like you don't want to look too tied to her. If you
See,
It's that
I-
Philly sports
Or
fan
whatever.
in him.
Okay.
True.
I thought it was during when she was the only one left during that section. So you're saying he was doing that while like Owen and them were still up?
I don't know. You know what? Let's see. Yeah. Because I have this note. It says, James says something to the tune of, Carla, you're inspiring me, broke finger and all.
Oh, okay, that's right. When
And
he
then
first
after
came
that, it says like, I see Owens out. So then it's down to Carla and Sammy. So like he was cheering for her the whole time, which I mean, yeah, cheer for your people, but you know,
Yeah, don't be
don't
too
go
obvious.
too hard, especially if they send you behind home later.
I mean, but
I also think for the other people in the challenge, if James is rooting for like my opposition, I'm gonna be like, all right, clearly I know where I rank in your pecking order here. Like beyond that, so
So Cody wins and Carla wins. And it's good to see them get the immunity, especially Carla, man. She fought hard. Cody's like a stronger guy. So you would assume that this guy would do well at this, but Carla, you wouldn't have that assumption, and she went out there and beasted it.
I mean, I would have that assumption that she's a strong woman, and I'm glad that she did win it. And again, I just love the barriers that Carla is breaking down here. And even though, like, you know, I feel like she was saying it in jest, like, what about the big girls? But I love the fact that Carla is not a size 3. She's a real woman. She's a queer woman. And again, I just think, you know, I celebrate that. So I'm out here for the gays, and the gays out here winning immunity challenges. So watch out for the big girls. Watch out for the big girls. Watch out for the big girls. Like I'm all here for it.
I'm here for it.
all said.
Yeah. So then we have day 17. We have PB&J Feast.
I love Gabler, where he's like, we all enjoyed peanut butter with jelly, but when it was over, back to the game. Like, you don't say, Gabler.
It's like it's his first time realizing that.
Right?
At the other awards, it was never any game, but now it's getting serious. It's day 15, final 10.
He goes on a walk with Ryan, and they say that it's going to be Cass.
This is so I love Ryan. Like I really do. But in this moment with this walk with Gabler is when I just had to say to myself, baby boy, like, are you like, you know, when you remember like when you're in class, elementary school, and it's the beginning of the day, and your teacher is like, Jack Atkins,
Here.
Present.
Wendell Holland,
Present.
Ryan.
Gone fishing.
Okay, like he's again, we get the 15-minute meeting with Ryan again, and like he's with Gabler, and it seems very, very rushed, very condensed, and he's just like Cassidy. And then Gabler's like, well, listen, you could tell Cassidy it's me, and I'll tell Cassidy it's you. And that way, you know, and Ryan's like, well, I mean, I don't have to tell her it's you. I could tell her
It's
Cody.
Oh, man. Bless his
And
heart.
then
Bless his heart.
to have Gabler be the one.
like, what are you thinking?
You know he
Is
has
your head even in the
immunity.
game?
Ala Gabler had to come back out and be like, baby boy.
The peanut butter jelly is over.
He made Gabler say, do you know what you just said?
Right. But I almost wish that they didn't say anything, and I would have paid money for Ryan to go tell Cassidy.
It's Cody tonight.
It's Cody tonight.
She would smack him in the face.
But again, Shout out to Survivor Snyder podcast. You know, when DZ and I went on there with Dalton Ross, Brendan Shapiro, Rick Devens, and I said this on there. It's like, my question to you, Jack. Do you feel like we are seeing enough of Cassidy?
We're starting to see a little bit more of her where like I feel like we understand her role to an extent. I like her. I mean, I would like to see more Cassidy, but as so far, like she hasn't had a pivotal role in the strategy. So it's kind of like how much more is there for us to see?
But I just
in a given time,
right? But I feel like we just don't get to see enough of her. But it seems that like somebody always got their eye on her. Where I feel like from the beginning, Cassidy has been like dodging bullets and successfully dodging bullets. And again, at this point, this is when I start to like try to figure out my winner pick. And I'm like, a lot of people aren't talking Cassidy's name, but I'm like, she got one hell of a story just for surviving vote after vote, being like on the right side of the vote. The people that she want to go home goes home. So for me, it's just like, okay, Cassidy, I see you, sis.
Yeah, she's been solid. We need to see her take the reins a little bit because it's one thing to bob and weave and survive, which is respectable strategy. But if you're never really in control per se, then it's a little tough to plead your case, I feel like.
Okay.
It could mean she's long for the game if we don't get a lot of footage of her too.
Yeah, I could see her. I mean, the last two winners we've had have been women that sort of came out of nowhere as like a dark horse. So Cassidy definitely fits that criteria.
And we get some footage of her talking about her sister who passed away and how she keeps her ashes in her necklace. We get the the family footage about Cassidy, and whenever I see this stuff, I always get to thinking like
Destiny's Child's second album,
The Writings on the Wall.
I also feel like she goes up to Cody and Jesse, and it's like, it's Ryan, right? And Jesse seems to oblige, but Cody's like, yeah,
we'll see.
I want to talk to everybody else. And I'm like, I was literally getting ready to tweet when somebody tells you that.
Yeah.
But also, this is what I was thinking. Is this what Owen wanted from James last episode at the water well? Like, have Owen respected this type of response from a James? Instead of him saying, vote Ryan. Like, like if James would have like come to him and been like, I don't know yet. Because for me, I feel like I'd rather you tell me a name than you give me some old ambiguous stuff like this. Like, because in my opinion, that ambiguous stuff, like that would piss me off more than you just lying to me.
But I don't think this was ambiguous because Cody was actually telling the truth.
I mean, yeah,
it was like,
but that's still ambiguous to Cassidy.
Yeah. Ambiguous girl.
I agree. Cody probably should have just said like, yeah, like we're voting Ryan, but I think that it is different. Well, I also think it's different with like the James situation because James wasn't voting Owen, so it's different to say like, oh, I'm still figuring it out when it's like between other people versus like, but like if I came to you, Bryce, and I was like, so it's Wendell tonight, right? And you were like, oh, I'm still thinking about it. I'd be like, huh? But like over me. But if you were like, oh, I was like, is it Wendell or is it Rick Devens? And you were like, I'm still figuring it out. I'd be like, okay, like when you figure it out, like let's reconvene and we could get on the same page.
Right.
Rather than you telling me, oh, it's Rick Devens, and I'm like, okay, I'll vote Rick, and then it's actually Wendell, and I'm like,
right. So I guess that's what I was saying. Like, should James had employed or implored that method of communication instead of saying,
oh, like been a little more ambiguous,
right?
I do think there's a point though, because at that point James knew who he was going to vote for, so to be like, oh, I don't know, like, tribal, it's like okay, like we know, like if I'm Owen and you, like it's like 20 minutes before tribal, like, oh, we'll see. I'm gonna be like, what the hell, like. But
we see how mad he gets when James lies to him.
Yeah, but I think it's still kind of a way of lying if you know who you're gonna vote for, and then you're like, I don't know. Like, we're about to go to tribal.
Zach, Your computer froze. What? Do that again.
I said it's a different thing when you know who you're gonna vote for, and it's 20 minutes before tribal, and you're just like,
And
oh, I don't
no,
know.
no. That's not what you did. Do
Eh,
it
I don't
again.
know what I did. I'm not that
Yeah.
self-aware.
Hold on, wait.
eh,
Hold on.
Eh,
Hold on, wait. Window.
I don't know. I'd be like, I don't know. It's a different thing when someone comes to you 20 minutes before tribal council and they're like, who are you going to vote for? And you're like, I don't know.
eh,
I don't know.
maybe.
Then
But-
we jump over.
Okay, sorry. So that was it. But in that moment, I was annoyed at Cody, and also mad respect for him because it's like I put myself in Cassidy's shoes, and I'm just like, how you like? But again, I also feel like the player in me is like, lie to me, just lie to me. And also, I respect Cody for like actually saying like, you know what, I don't know, and I don't know where the chips are going to fall. However, I'm going to just say what I say in the sense that, you know, people have been saying James is a mob boss and like a lot of the things. Like, I also feel like the way Cody executed that is also a power welding move.
Yeah. But I think this
But-
one's a little more justified.
I mean,
Because here's the thing on this
Okay.
on this group, if I'm Cody, it's pretty unlikely that I think like I'm really close with Jesse. And so do I really think like Gabler, Ryan, and Cassidy are gonna come together to like get me out? Probably not. So I could see the argument for like more honesty in the fact that you're actually making a decision. Because if you do decide to send Cassidy home, just like straight up lying to her the whole day might not be very appreciated. Whereas if it's like, yeah, like I want to work with you, but we analyzed our options and like we're just gonna do what the best thing for us is. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, that's not gonna work with every player, but I could see why that might have been his logic.
okay.
Where
I'm just saying
But-
that was a
yeah.
power welding moment.
Oh,
like, I mean, like
100%.
we know we know.
And I think that sort of move is way worse when you're on a tribe where it's like you might be in a swing position just because of like some sort of circumstances, but it's possible for the two people that you're like the swing vote for are like cool enough that they can just come together and be like, all right, let's take out Cody. But in this instance, I don't really think like Gabler, Ryan, Cassidy is going to be an alliance. You know what I mean?
Every time you say Gabler.
Granted, I do think in the event that you do keep Cassidy, it's probably better for your allegiance, like her loyalty to you, to like be like, oh, it's no question, than to be like, I gotta think about it. Like you never want to hear that when someone's like you're trying to stay in from an
The
ally.
crazy part about it is that Gabler, Ryan, and Cassidy, they never had a conversation. Like, you know, or we didn't see, like, you know, and it's like the crazy part about it is it's like y'all the majority. Like, y'all could have shook the table. Like, it's just so but again, it's just like in the game of Survivor, it's all about relationship building. Like Jesse and Cody are a duo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like again, so interesting. But okay, let's keep it moving.
Whew. Finally.
Don't do that.
We jump over to the old Vesey camp. Carla, James, Noel, Sammy, and Owen. This is a spicy side of things. Carla saying that James wants Owen tonight. Owen goes on his walk. Noel says to Carla and Sammy, it's Owen. He will try to appeal to us to vote for James. Owen and James have a little powwow at the water. And this is when the spice comes into play.
Okay.
James hits him with the "it is what it is." James, friend of the show, James Jones. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Here, okay, so I have a lot to say on a lot of this. The one thing that I want to just say is like being a friend of James Jones for more than half of a decade.
That's a lie.
I've not known James or been his friend for more than 5 years.
Yeah, but go on.
Anyway, and more recently, James and I have the Survivor experience has brought us closer. But even like prior to that, James Jones like comes off a ways. And like I just I feel like that I understand the ways that it comes off, but I also can understand people that don't understand the James Jones, how they can perceive it.
Yes.
So that's all that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I think in the game too, he's so like fiercely loyal that anyone he's not with, it just sort of receives the opposite energy because he's so committed to his group.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the truth of the game, though. Like that is really like how the game works, in my opinion. However, I just feel like there's like customer service. There's like, there's bedside manner that has to come into play. And I also feel like, and I've said this before, what people don't realize of the fans that are getting ready, the fans that are watching that want to play, that you can prepare, you can do everything. But again, I always say like what you can't prepare for is your emotions. And when your emotions get wrapped up in the situation, ...
So they get into it at the water well to where they start walking away and James is walking with his hands up talking about everything's my fault. Everything's my fault. Everything's my fault.
Now I know Jack won't know this song. Wendell, please tell me if you know this song. It ain't my fault. Did I do that? It ain't my fault.
Did I do that? It ain't my fault.
Did I do that?
It ain't my fault.
James Jones, what you doing, man?
Everything's my fault. It ain't my fault. Did James do that? It ain't my fault.
Oh, when did James do that?
It ain't my fault. Did James do that? It ain't my fault.
Oh, we're in. Okay. James.
Jack, what song is that?
Oh, yeah.
It ain't my fault.
Okay. Who's the artist? Actually, I don't know if we actually should say the artist.
You don't think we should say the artist?
Yeah.
I gotta guess now.
What record label was he signed to?
I don't even know that.
Does it start with R and end with Kelly? Is that the artist?
No, but
I don't even know what record like that is. That supposed to be
for the 99 and the 2000s?
Was it Lil Wayne in them?
Yes.
Oh, so he was signed to Young Money. No, he signed to Young Money.
No,
he was with Master P. Master P. Okay, yes. Wait. Oh my God. So that was Master P and No Limit. I thought that was, but that was featuring. Oh, okay, you're right. Also, time out. What's Master P brother Silk the Shocker? What's the Silk the Shocker and Trina song? You need a lover and a friend. That's cool. Got your back to the end. That's cool. Somebody that's off the chains. That's gonna twerk that thing. I used to love. I think that was Silk the Shocker's only song where that.
No, it's all about me. Forget about me.
That's not Silk the Shocker. Wait, Silk the Shocker was on the remix.
It was Maya and Silk the Shocker.
Remix.
Oh, first of all, I used to love. I don't know why, but I just used to love.
Give it up. I need to add that to my playlist.
And add Silk the Shocker with Trina. Add that to my playlist from the car when I'm in the car. Anyway, sorry. And also, Purple Pants Posse, if y'all know who Silk the Shocker is, please let us know. That today, Jack, would be like your Bad Bunny.
Silk the Shocker? Are you kidding me?
Okay.
He was big at the time.
Bad Bunny is reggaeton.
Bad Bunny is like the Michael Jackson of right now.
I was trying to give Silk the Shocker some flowers, but Wendell did.
Silk the Shocker is like the
Well, okay, wait.
Like the sci-high of our time, or of that time.
Okay, maybe
wow, yeah.
maybe Doja Cat.
No,
Because
not
here's the
even.
thing, though.
Oh, you're just comparing and like
To
magnitude,
now, but
not-
here's the thing, though. Like,
not
although
like
Silk the
style.
Shocker has those 2-hit songs,
Mhm.
they were very big hit songs. And during the era of which, when Wendell was young, a hit song lasted
a while.
Months.
years.
So he was kind of like the
But he
No.
also was like Master P's brother. And at the time, Master P was running the game
Yeah.
with No Limit Records. And then it kind of just like No Limit Records sort of tanked. And then they really put the back of, well, No Limit Records really kind of just went non-existent. And then Little Romeo came about and kind of sort of was supposed to be the face, but he wasn't really with No Limit Records, but he was with No Limit Records. But again, Master P has accomplished a lot of things, and people don't give him his credit because he started from the bottom, like no independent, like passed up on
Out the
record
trunk.
labels. Yeah, like I have a lot of respect for Master P.
yeah. I've
And
heard of
then
Master P.
And then came Lil Wayne and them, Cash Money.
And
did
they
a
Cash
big
Money,
hit,
and
yeah.
then right. So it's kind of like but I don't know how we started
Lil
getting
Wayne.
into this history lesson with Jack.
'Cause,
Oh, it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Oh, that's the song. That's the song. Oh, when
it ain't my fault.
no, did I do that? So listen, we got to get the song together. So Jack, I come in.
Are you calling me again?
It's
Ah,
not
What's
me.
the-
It's Jack. Okay, we got to get the song before we go. So listen, I go, oh, and then you say, Jack, did I do that? And then Wendell, you'll go, it ain't my fault. Oh no, Wendell,
it
you
goes,
go.
Oh, it ain't my fault. Did I do that?
Okay, so Wendell will say, it ain't my fault. Then you say, did I do that? Okay.
You say, did James do that?
Did
Bryce, you
James
say-
do that?
Bryce, you say, oh, when.
when. All right.
Okay,
We recording a music video, y'all.
let's go.
Survivor News, the musical.
Survivor, the music.
What's my intonation on the? It ain't my. Is it like that?
Yes, yes.
A little rugged.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, when?
It ain't my. I thought you
Hold
were
on,
first.
I thought that's
Jack.
you. That's you,
Jack.
Wendell.
Well, Jack said he wanted to say it ain't my fault. So, Jack, when I
No,
point
you-
at you, that's when you say it ain't my
Okay.
fault. Okay? It's
Got
kind of
you.
like in the middle of the
And then
O.
you
So I'm going
okay.
to send it to you, and then I'm going to do the James do that. Ready?
Got you.
Also, Purple Pants Posse, I need for y'all to go Google, look up in Apple Music, Master P, It Ain't My
It ain't
Fault.
my fault.
Owen, this is for you. Oh,
It ain't my fault.
Okay,
Did
Wendell.
I do that?
Okay, now
Go ahead.
Will-
Do it again.
But Wendell, you do it ain't my fault, and then after Wendell says I ain't my fault, then you say, did I do that? No,
Got
did
you.
James do that?
Got you.
It's the practice.
Okay.
Oh,
it ain't my
when
fault.
Did James do that?
It
It
ain't
ain't
my
I can't get that.
fault.
Did James do that?
Oh,
It ain't my fault.
Did James do that?
It
It ain't my fault.
Did James do that?
It ain't my fault.
Did James do that?
It ain't my fault.
When
Did James do that?
It ain't my fault.
Did James do that?
It ain't my fault.
Did James do that?
It ain't my fault.
When
Did James do that?
It ain't my fault.
Did James do that?
This is stupid. What is going on? Y'all are idiots, man. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh,
Oh.
Jack hit the
Alright,
gritty.
okay, do it. In due time. In due time.
All right, fair enough.
Did
fair
I
enough,
do
fair
that?
enough. All right. So
So-
James walks in talking about everything's my fault. He says about 45
Yeah, they brought
times.
it back to camp. It was hilarious.
And listen, the MVP at camp.
Noel?
Okay.
Anyone want some papaya?
Listen, I'm just trying to eat some papaya and my business.
Did you see her offer it to them?
Yes. Like it was. And so this is where I feel like Survivor 101 comes into play, where they always say, like, never be the person that is like making the ruckus. Like, you know, whether you feel like you're right, whether you feel like you're wrong, like you never want to be the person that is a part of the ruckus. Because again, in Survivor, you don't know how or what that light on you will do. And clearly, just clearly, we see that 5 minutes before this situation happened, Noelle, Sammy, and Carla were all on one accord. So the fact that Noelle was saying to them, like, he's going to come at us and we got to shut it down. And in this moment of this argument where like James clearly feels like he's right, Owen feels like he's right. But when you bring your argument and like the ruckus into a public forum, people get to witness it for themselves. And I feel like it can change their demeanor or opinion.
Yeah. And you're just naturally putting yourself as sort of the opposite target to who the target might be. Because if you're so gung-ho about getting someone out, they're going to turn it on you. And then that gives everyone else the opportunity to pick a side.
Yeah.
And for me, first of all, although like I love me Owen, I love me James. One, I feel like I've been waiting for this all season. Like this is like I loved every bit of this. Like I love the fact that they finally, let's get somebody let's get it popping. I just hate that it was like Owen and James, but I feel like, did this erupt the season? Because up until now, I feel like it's almost given dragging a House of Dragons, where, you know, the king has died and they're claiming their stake, and, you know, Rhaenyra is claiming her stake, and they don't want to make no moves. But I definitely feel like right now, Vhagar came and that other dragon, and like the war has started. Because I feel like everyone's been trying to.
He just wants to add this House of Dragons stuff in here, man.
I like the analogy, though.
Thank you, Jay.
I know what you mean. I haven't seen it, but...
Oh, okay. But, right. So, you haven't seen... But did you watch Game of Thrones? Okay.
What?
Yeah.
I started it. No, I need to go watch it, but it just feels like a lot to, like...
It's not. Especially House of Dragons. I feel like, well, Jack, when we're at Hearts of Reality, one night you and I will watch an episode.
Okay. Just one.
Just one.
So I want to get into this argument and what people are fighting. At one point, James says, "You wrote my name down twice. What's worse?" Because Owen's like,
true.
"You lied to me. You told me one thing and did the other." James is like, "You wrote my name down twice."
So this is where I have to say Survivor editing. I think they did a great job on this argument. It's not.
You should pick it up.
Should I pick it up
on speakerphone and don't say anything?
No.
Pick it up.
But don't. He's going to say hello.
Is to authorize a payment of $999. We would like to inform you that there is an order placed for Apple iPhone 11 Pro using your Amazon account.
That's me. That was me.
Order, press 1.
That was me.
I did the same thing, so you might have a lot of calls coming in.
Who ordering an iPhone 11 Pro through Amazon?
Oh, man.
Amazon's good products.
I'm so mad at this.
I'm so mad that they're spamming your phone with that.
I have 50 missed calls from them since I was working. And I was trying to listen to music while I was working with Nas. And all of a sudden, every 3 minutes, my phone is blowing up. No caller ID.
We would like to authorize the card for $945 for an iPhone. Like, what?
What is this accent from? So, Bryce, this argument, we were interrupted.
I love the fact that I feel like the editors have done a great job of, whether you're team Owen, whether you're team James, I feel like I'm team both, but I can see Owen's side of it. And I see James's side of it. And I think that, like, normally in the Survivor storytelling, I feel like a lot of the times it's only one-sided. And so I just love the fact that, like, whether you like James, whether you like Owen, like, you can relate to what both people are saying. Like, I don't ever want to be lied to. And I feel like, you know, for Owen, it's like, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. And for James, it's like, my guy. Because, you know, that's James, my guy. You've voted me, not you put my name down 3 times. Cool beans. Like, you know, like, it's like,
Cool beans.
How can you expect it's just like it's a layered conversation. And I think that we can see both sides. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I said at the start of the episode, like, they both have, I think their mindset towards each other is reasonable, but I don't think either of them are necessarily acting it out or handling it in the best way for either of their games. But it is entertaining. I'll say that.
It's hella entertaining, and we can clearly see that. Well, Wendy, what do you think?
I think. Well, I had a question, and I also had a statement. I had a James quote.
Okay.
I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for the guy, and I have the numbers, so he can go home.
Jack, what was Destiny's Child's second album?
The writing's on the wall.
Okay. And I just felt like they were like doing the overkill with, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we were to make a poll on Twitter
of who is in the right,
are you Team James or Team Owen as far as who's in the right? Bryce, I know that's you 100%. I saw you looking at your phone doing this. Let me see your phone right now. Let me see your phone right now. You, especially when you give me the dumb face, like, stop calling my phone. Anyway,
are you asking who we would vote for, or who would the public kind of vote for?
I'm trying to think who would the public vote for, and I feel like I know who they'd vote for.
Probably
I feel like, if you're asking me honestly, I feel like they might be Team Owen.
I think they would.
Yeah. People just prefer the underdog,
or the one that's not as loud.
But this is like, to that statement, Jack, the underdog. Who's to say James is like? I mean, I don't know. I just
within the scope of the game.
Well, right, but I feel like what I think is just like at crazy at times is that, like, again, like, we are seeing James in this, like, this realm of which he's at, and yeah, he's in a power making position. He's not making the game easier for himself. But I have yet to ask him this question personally. But, like, you know, being the dark-skinned brother that's left out here by yourself, I wonder, like, how you feel about that, and how you feel like, not that affects your game, but I just wonder, like, what is the weight that you carry within yourself about that? Because I just at times I feel like he's doing a lot, but I also feel like he's not doing that much. But I feel like anything that he does will probably be magnified a lot more.
Yeah, definitely plays a factor.
I think there's some truth. Yeah,
and I'm sure he was cognizant of that as well. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you doing that again, Bryce?
No, I swear I'm not.
Show me your phone.
But so, Jack, show me.
Jack, show me your. Jack, show me your phone.
Press the button, though, Jack.
Okay. All right.
I'm innocent. I don't even know how to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, my DMs are popping off.
Oh,
are they?
No, I'm kidding. I'm manifesting.
We get back to. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, just regardless of that, like, I love Owen, love James. Yeah.
It's all love for both of them. And yes. James is a FOT.
A who?
A FOT.
What's that?
A fot?
A thought.
A fot.
A fot?
What's that? How do you spell it?
Fiat?
Fot? F H
Sure.
O T?
FOT. Friend of the
Show.
spots. I heard it on the breakfast.
Everybody.
Spots. So, when we get back to the Red Tribe, there's an interesting conversation between, I think it is Cody and Jesse, where they're trying to think, okay, we have the advantage of going second. I think Jesse spearheaded this. The man is so smart. We have the advantage of going second. If we see that they vote out James, then us voting out of Cassidy won't shake up the core because James is going to be gone and he won't be so pissed. So the James, Carla, Cassidy dynamic won't erupt too much when they all come back to camp. However, if we see that they vote someone else like Owen, then maybe we shouldn't vote for Cassidy, because a vote for Cassidy, you'll have James and Carla coming back and they want to shake stuff up. So I think that was very astute of them to think that at that time, even though something different happens at Tribal.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Cody and Jesse played it really well. Obviously, like this thinking that they employ here doesn't necessarily come into effect, but I think it is smart of them to say, you know, what should our preferences be based on the different possibilities of the Tribal before us, rather than thinking just in the vacuum of their group. I also thought it was really smart when they decided to get Gabler on board and really reel him in, tell him, hey, this is going to be our 3. This is the plan. I think Gabler is just the type of player who wants to be brought in, wants to feel good, sees Jesse and Cody as probably solid guys. That I feel like Gabler is the type who wants to, Gabler loves him Orion. He wants to work with, I guess, like the more alpha males. And so by saying, hey, we're going to be a group, like we're the guys here, like we're working with us. Here's our little plan. Gabler's going to be, Alligator's going to be like, huh? He's going to come up out the water and feel like he's a part of something. And I think that's a good way to get him roped in and make it so that when you do vote out Ryan, he feels like he was in on it, rather than feeling like you went behind his back. And now you don't want to have the Alligator against you.
I agree. Wendell, would you say Cody and Jesse are the Wendell and Dom of this season?
No, but they are a great duo that looks like they could do some serious damage. Because they're a really good duo that can do some serious damage. Wendell and Dom, man, it might not ever be replicated.
Those guys were great.
Those guys were something else, man. Those guys.
That bar is kind of low, but okay.
Bryce, put me on the full screen right now.
Okay.
Put me on the full screen.
I always thought it was pretty whack that all of the DVDs just have the winner in the same spot.
Is that true? Hold on.
Yeah, like if I go to the store and I watch a few seasons, I'm like, the winner's on the same spot on every one. Like by season 4, I'm like, I have to like not look at the cover when I play the disc.
Jack, hold up. Wait, why does it keep jumping to mine? Hold on. Jack, hold up your seasons.
I'm on just as many covers as Jack, hold up your seasons. Jack, hold up yours. Bryce, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. It's like keep jumping. Why does it keep jumping to me? Oh, wait, is somebody
okay? What was I about to say?
Oh, wait, what are you holding up your season, Jack? What did you get?
I said we're on the same amount of covers anyways. I'm sorry, I had to throw it back.
But is you on the back? God.
You're right.
But wait, I don't know why my camera keeps jumping like this though. This is a little concerning.
But isn't that weird? They put that. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like it kind of spoils the season if you've never watched it before.
Wait, Wendell,
if you're a DVD buyer, if you buy DVDs, yeah.
Wendell, if that is you, because I know you have access. Stop. Okay, you know what?
What happened?
I just removed Wendell.
No, what did he do? What did he do?
Getting back in here somehow. There we go.
Wait, what did you do?
When Wendell was away in Jamaica and couldn't watch the challenge, I gave him access to everything. So I forgot that he has access. So while we were just doing that, I literally was like, I'm sweating right now because I'm like
going like that.
Oh, with the screen.
Yeah, so I'm
Gotcha.
like, why is my computer keep doing
Bugging
that? Like,
out.
how are we going to finish the rest of the show? And I was trying to be a professional and like continue, but it kept happening.
Bryce was like, someone is. I think, why they keep putting me on the screen?
All right, let's get back because y'all having too much fun.
Okay. So,
Wait, time out. While the screen thing was happening, this was Jack.
What season was on?
Right. We're on the same amount of covers. Keep it cute, Jack.
I know. Do you want some papaya?
we jump over to the old Vesey camp, where Noelle hatches a plan to get James out. This is a brilliant plan, if you ask me. I was thinking, all right, you want James out, you steal James' vote and put votes on him. No, she said, I'm going to steal Owen's vote so that James doesn't even think that it's going for him, so that he doesn't think to use his knowledge is power, so he doesn't think to use his shot in the dark. And I think that is so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do y'all think?
I think that it's great. I just also think, like, if you have the votes, why waste your knowledge is power for
your
that?
Extra vote?
You're still a vote. You're still a vote. Why waste the steal a vote? And then my question that I wanted to ask Jack, I really wanted to call you, but I knew you weren't watching live, Jack, was, so in this moment, would playing the shot in the dark be the most effective, or does it still count as the whole amount of people?
It's always 1 in 6.
It's always 1 in 6.
So then,
but I do maintain that if you know it's you or someone else, even if you think it's 99% the other person, if your vote doesn't matter, you might as well just use it. But
you can only use it one time, right?
No,
I think you use it every
time.
time.
You can use it whenever.
Really? Okay.
But
so I just, in my opinion, don't get me wrong, I think that it is very theatrical. The fans, we love it, and it's definitely a resume building move. But in in practicality, if you have the votes,
they could just vote on.
Then James. Why not wait until we at final 7? Use that to get you to That's the only thing that I was thinking, that I felt like, because I want Noelle to get as far as she can, and I feel like the steal a vote can. So I don't know. I felt like it was more of I respect the move. It was executed well, but I also felt like it was more of a flashier move than what it needed to be, because I doubt James was going to play his shot in the dark. If Carla didn't tip him off, there's no way that James would do knowledge is power. And even if that was a concern, girl, you just get out. As soon as tribal council start, you just start off and let Jeff know you are stealing somebody's vote. Because again, we talked to
Dalton. Can't do that.
You can. We talked to Dalton Ross, and Dalton Ross said that after somebody reveals something, then you can't take it. So why you can't go there and let Jeffrey know this? If you can make your own peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you could go in there and let him know that I'm stealing somebody's vote.
PB&J.
What did I say? But all right, I'll be quiet.
Here, I think you bring up a lot of good points. That's why I'm pretty mixed on the move. I do think it was really smart, because especially we see a lot of times with these advantages that they're harder to use than I think people realize. And so I feel like if you have an opportunity to put it to creative, productive use, pretty smart to do that, especially when you know James has the knowledge is power. If you you tell him that you're going to use it on Owen, he's going to feel more comfortable. And then B, when you actually use it on Owen, it doesn't set off any alarms. Whereas you could tell him you're going to use it on Owen, but then if you don't, it's going to set off those alarms for him to play something. But to your point, I do agree that to some extent, if you already have the numbers, I do like the sort of the psychological play to make James feel good, just to make sure you get him out. But it is like a little unnecessary. I also think that when you know that Sammy has been playing both sides a little bit, obviously if you're Noelle, if you steal anybody other than Owen's vote, you know that you have the majority. Whereas if you steal Owen's vote, theoretically Sammy could still go with Carla and James, and then you're just completely wasting it. So it is, I mean, I think she executed well. I think it's a good move on her resume.
For sure.
I mean, obviously I think it could be done more optimally, but I really do like, we haven't seen it used in this way before. And that's what I really liked about Noelle's game. I also think another thing that I noticed or I saw that people noticed, this is jumping forward a tiny bit, but to her move, when Jeff asked, now it is time to, like, it's now like it's time to vote if anyone has, etc. Noelle jumps in and finishes his sentence so that she could be the first person to play her advantage. Whereas, say if James wanted to play his knowledge is power, if he interjects right after Jeff says this, he could say, "Hey, Noelle, I'm going to steal your vote." But if Noelle says, "I'm going to use my steal a vote," James can't then follow up and take it. So by her cutting Jeff off, she made sure she was the first person to be able to.
She did that.
There.
She cut him off.
Yeah,
she
cut
did.
him off.
But so my question is though, like, and I feel like, because I've said at a tribal, I feel like if I am proclaiming at some point in time in tribal that I want to use this, like, they would allow me to use it.
Well, I think with the steal of vote, they would, but I think to actually play the steal vote, you have to wait till it's time to vote. Granted, and for her, it's like I wouldn't want to risk like saying that and then James being like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to take it." Well, granted, for the knowledge is power.
Well,
technically, the knowledge is. I mean, I think most people think that you have to play advantages after Jeff asks, but I know that for the knowledge is power specifically, you can use it anytime during tribal. So technically, James could have used it before, but I think his mindset would have been, all right, let me wait till, the last second so no one can kind of counter my move. And so then Noelle beats him to the punch there. Not that he was going to use it necessarily, but just in case she like makes her own timing there. And I think that was a very underrated move by her to really put the cherry on top of what overall was a really solid move.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I just, first of all, I love everyone on this tribe right here. So in my mama bear protecting Noelle, wanting her to go as far as she can, I just would have hoped that she could keep this past this vote out. Because once wind gets blown that she executed this, we've already talked about the threat level of Noelle. Like, if people know this about her, I definitely can see smoke coming her way.
True. But I would add that if she goes through this tribal with, I hear a phone ring. If she goes through the tribal with,
my phone is ringing again. With
this steal a vote, then now the numbers are down and she still has it and people know that she has it. So it could put an added target on her in that way. So by using it successfully or even using it at all and just getting rid of that asset, that could also, sure, the move could raise her threat level, but by getting rid of it, obviously it becomes more powerful when there's like 6 people left, 7 people left, because it's like your votes are more important.
Right.
By getting rid of it, that kind of like re-lowers her level. I feel like a little bit is a factor.
And I also feel like kudos to Carla, because I love Carla, and she even says, like, James is my closest. However, we know James is a player. James is out here like I went out in Cagayan. I just wanted to make the merge. I didn't want to win. Like, there are people out here that want to win. James didn't come out here to play.
Okay. All right.
James came out here to play. And so for Carla to be able to recognize that, like, he is my closest. However, do I want to sit at the and do I want to sit at the end with him? And like, there is a formula to taking people out. And it's not like Carla. I felt like last week everyone was saying like it could have been Ryan, but they didn't bring us the votes. Here's somebody bringing Carla the votes, and all she has to do is sign off on it. I'm like, okay, Carla, like I like.
Well, I think it's more. I think Carla played it fine, but I think it's more of a matter of she recognized that Sammy wanted to go that way,
and she wanted.
She could either get on board or she can get left behind, and so
get down or lay down.
Yeah, and I honestly think for Carla, it would be in her best interest to keep James like 100%. But there's no point once you realize what way the tide is going to fight it. You'd rather flow with it. So,
but I also felt like Sammy did a good job in that sense that I didn't feel like he was too much
forceful.
Pressure. Right. Yeah. Like, you know, like I felt like he was putting the ball in Carla's court, but I also felt like she recognized enough that like if she would
do it
foot down, so. Right. So
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the sort of game Carla's been playing, which has been solid. Like she's never really calling shots, but she's always in the know.
Right.
And she's willing to go with the flow. And it seems most people want to work with her. So that's kind of a strategy that is working well for her.
And she has an idol.
True.
And she didn't use it on her right hand.
That has yet to be brought up in the last 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be something. Question. In Tribal, 2 things. When Noelle was saying that she was going to steal Owen's vote, Owen's reaction didn't seem as angry as you would think someone with their vote being stolen.
By an ally.
Right?
Yeah.
So, that was interesting.
That's a good point.
I also felt like Owen was, yeah.
And then, so that was one observation. But then, remember when I think Jeff asked about are you calling me as we hear your phone? I hate you.
That's what Jack was. Jack Jack gave it away the first time. Jack was like, I hear somebody's phone.
So
it wasn't very
ring. My other observation was when Jeff brought up the argument from camp. And it seemed like at first they were trying to we got into it. And then as they started talking about it, they were getting into it again. Owen and James. And Noelle was like, enough.
It's enough testosterone.
Enough what?
Enough testosterone.
Dictionary.
No, wait. I'm saying it right. It's enough. I know I can say the word.
Testicles.
Testosterone.
Testosterone.
How do you say it, Jack?
Testosterone.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Bitch.
Yeah. So, and also, go ahead.
To your point, though, it would have been cool to see. I didn't even really think about that, but to see Owen play it up more, and even just like lay in, like give her a warning.
What are you doing?
Like give her a warning, but really like lay into her. Like, I thought we were working together. Like,
yeah.
And then James is gonna be chilling there, like, cool beans.
But I mean, even after that point, Noelle has declared that she's using it against Owen. So why would Owen cause a scene when there's nothing that James technically could do?
Well, you never know.
No, but Owen would cause a scene because
James
it's his
could have an
ally
idol
using.
Oh, true.
James could steal someone else's idol if he knows that they have it, like Carla. Like he probably should know that Carla has an idol.
He doesn't. I listened to his exit interview. He at this point he did
Really?
not know. He did
I'm
not.
surprised the B conversation didn't reach the Coco group because it got cross pollinated between the red and the yellow.
Is there an alien in the chat?
Yes. Whose microphone is that?
It was
What?
Jack's.
Sorry.
So very sad. Greetings, Earthlings. I am from Jack.
I am from. And my guy doesn't.
Jack, stop doing it.
I don't. What am I
Greetings.
doing? I literally don't know.
Greetings, Earthling. I am from Amazon, and I would like to purchase an iPhone 11 from
This is my
Wendell
microphone.
Holland. Stop, Wendell.
I don't
It's
know what I'm
you.
doing.
It's you, Wendell. Stop.
Everything is my fault. Everything's my fault. Everything's my fault.
Oh,
It ain't my fault.
Why don't do that?
It ain't my
Jack.
fault.
What? I don't. What is this? I don't know.
This Survivor Snyder would never stop. Whoever is doing that, stop.
I don't know what's out. Are you guys messing with me?
No.
Jack, you sound like an alien is abducting you right now.
Sorry, I don't know.
Pull out your head. Put yourself on
wait.
mute.
Okay, so it's definitely Jack.
Okay. All right. He
I'm
did, he
so
just
sorry,
blow on his.
He did the like little mini me from
Is it
Jack.
What is going on this podcast? Jack,
This
get
is-
your life.
Sorry.
All right, so let's wrap this up because like Jack
Yeah.
is getting ready to be abducted. Abducted.
So
Can I
our
just
boy
go like
Jake.
this? That's fine.
Say
yes, that's better.
Can
Oh,
you
yeah,
hear
I
us?
unplugged my.
Also, Jack, you look 10 years old.
it. Yeah, your head looks tiny. The haircut looks good though, Jack.
Thanks.
So
Yeah, when my hair's short, I don't really like to wear hats, but when I got my air marshal contraption on, I like to keep the hair a little tame.
yeah,
Oh,
it looks
okay,
good.
baby boy.
Air traffic controller Jack. Now, Bryce, very sad to see our friend James Jones go.
Yes.
Man, oh man,
He was mad.
Yeah,
he was
he
mad.
salty, but I kind of liked it.
I agree. You know, I am always one of somebody. If you're gonna go out on the game, go out. I don't even remember their names. If they wanted the most cutest, beautiful person out first, then you could have that. Morgan, I hope you do well. I'm surprised Jeremiah could spell my name. And to the rest of the people, I don't even remember their names. Like, you know, come on, go out spicy. Like, I love it.
What did James say? Like, good luck getting to the end now, or what did he say?
He was like, "See how far you gonna get."
see how far you go. Cool beans.
And then before Jeff even like snuffed his torch on the way, he was already just off to the bench.
He also had a very, of course, James Jones is going to James Jones. His walk to get his torch
He was taking his time.
was so awkward.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I feel like in his mind, he was trying to play it cool, but like he just could not. Oh.
Oh man. Yeah. It was like Denzel in Training Day.
Yes, it was a little awkward, but like I know that he was upset just because he was he wanted to play, but it's just James Jones, still James Jones. And I reached out to him last night and I said to him, in my opinion, you made the merge. And that's winning the game. Keep your head up high. You definitely sparked the fire in this season. And like he played a good game. So there's nothing that I can.
Yeah. And he went out. It was a true blindside.
And that's the best way to go out. I mean, I would hate to go out in like a win back challenge, but
I went out like y'all saw when they voted me out. I said, I stood up. I walked away. I said, the marathon continues. Neighborhood nip.
Oh.
So then we get the next tribal council. We get the other people walking in with some pretty big reactions.
Jesse was floored.
Yes. I didn't expect to see him. That's what he said. Ryan said, I wasn't expecting to see him. Cassidy said, the monster is hungry. It wants 2 for the price of 1. 2 for $1.
She had to get her screen time. But I mean, yeah, that's the benefit. Like we said earlier, that's the benefit of going second is you can see what happens and how that might influence what you do as a group.
But as a viewer, we're thinking Cassidy is chopped liver at this point.
But then also, hey, they already weakened this alliance by getting James. So, all right, maybe Cassidy isn't as strong in a non-3 alliance anymore. Now it's just her and Carla.
And so do you think Jesse and Cody thought, well, if she sees that James is gone now and we yield her this saving, that maybe she can become a part of us, and that like clearly she is a threat and maybe that she can be like, what do you guys think their rationale was for keeping her after they had already confessed that like if they see James, it would be an easy to let her go?
I think that's a good point. I also think, I think they should have kept Ryan probably, but I see, looking at Cassidy, she seems like she'd be a pretty good ally. Like she's been loyal to her people. She's pretty agreeable and go with the flow. Like I feel like if I'm working with Cassidy, I go to her with a plan that works for both of us. She's just going to be like, I'm down, and it's pretty straightforward. And she's not a huge threat at this point to win. So in all those senses, that's someone you might want to keep around, especially if a Cody and a Jesse want to continue to work with Carla, and you could maybe have a new group out of that. I would say I feel like they maybe should have kept Ryan for some of the same reasons I thought they kept Ryan last week. Like he is not maybe as good a potential ally as Cassidy just because he's not super on the ball with strategy. But if I'm Jesse and Cody, I'm going to say I'm probably thinking, hey, Ryan seems like he's pretty on board with us. Like he wants to work with us. He doesn't really have a lot of other options, especially now that James is gone. And he's sort of like a false threat in the sense that people are going to look at him as a big athletic guy and say, oh, he's kind of a threat. But in reality, he's not really going to get any jury votes probably. So I don't know. I think there's merit to keeping either person, but.
And just that thinking though, Jack, I feel like I would want to keep Ryan for just that exact reason. However, I also feel like he is so aloof in the game that like just that episode could be the episode that they could pull him in to get you out, as opposed to somebody like a Cassidy who I feel like she ain't going where the numbers going. Like she gonna ride till she died, but not die, but like, you know.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I almost feel the opposite a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Ryan's been like, they get back from a challenge. He's like, okay, who's the person I know the least who's not in my alliance? Let's vote for them. I'm going to
go fishing.
But what if like the Gabler alligator is like waiting for that and it's like, no, today Wendell said this while you were gone. Like it's Wendell tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like he could be easily persuaded.
I mean, look, if I'm in the game and I get bamboozled by the Gabler Ryan duo, like that's a pretty good duo to be competing against. I'd rather go against that than like a Carla and a Cassidy. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel you.
But I think there's benefit to keeping Cassidy, especially. I say all this about Ryan, but it's easy to say from the outside because if I was in the game with him and he told me, okay, I want to vote for this person, I'm going to go fish for 3 hours before tribal, even if I know he's voting with me, I'm going to be like, how are we supposed to make ish happen like this? Like, this is not how we're going to reach the top. Whereas a Cassidy, who's like, let me put some – Cassidy like is like kind of a stealthy agent on your team where I feel like she's pretty loyal, but she's down to like make some moves with her
Yeah.
allies, which to me is the best sort of ally. So I feel like if I was in the game, I would rather work with a Cassidy, but I do think that people are underrating how loyal Ryan would be to you. But I guess at some point, maybe this is the point that just kind of loses value when he's not really adding anything. He's just kind of giving you his vote.
Right. And it's kind of like, but also at the same time, no, sometimes a vote is a vote. You know, they say a toe is a toe. A vote is a vote.
Yeah.
If you were in the game, Jack, who would you feel more comfortable aligning with, Wendell or myself?
It depends on the stage of the game, but I mean, I think, say we all played Survivor together, the three of us, I think we'd have a great trio. I mean, I think if I was randomly plopped on the beach with either of you, I think we'd end up working together. Even if I'd be like,
he's not answering your question, Bryce.
He's not at all, Jack. I mean, Wendell.
He's trying to be cute and skate around the question.
Jack,
he doesn't want to give Bryce.
What time of the game are we in, Bryce?
We're at this time in the game right now. The first merge boot has gone.
Then I'd probably say,
and we had
to probably say, well, first merge boot. This is like
the Janina's on tribal. we had to do we're on that part of the challenge together, and Gabler has one immunity.
And it's you, me, Wendell, Gabler, and is there anyone else?
And Ryan.
And Ryan? But I don't want to vote Ryan out, is what you're saying?
I mean, I'm just saying.
This hypothetical.
Who?
I would say I would.
And you have to pick one. You can't pick both. You can't pick both.
I know. I'm trying to lay out my lot because I feel like in 40 years we're all going to be on the same season of Survivor together, and one of you's going to be like, "But you like back in the day." No, I would say, Bryce, I think you're more loyal, and so I'm worried that Wendell, if I was playing a game that could get me to a win, like obviously you have to think like, okay, I'm trying to win, then I would assume that I'm somewhat of a threat, or like people might want to pick me off. So I'd say Bryce is willing to be loyal despite the fact that I might be playing a strong game. Whereas Wendell, I feel like Wendell is always going to be like, if Jack is playing a better game than me, not saying I would be, but if I was, Wendell would want to get rid of me. And if I wasn't, then he would want to take me to the end, and then I'd lose.
So did Jack just give me a backhanded compliment by saying like,
"I saw me and tell me it's raining"?
Did he just say that I am so loyal? But essentially that you are the threat.
No. Bryce, I would say in the game of Survivor, you're more loyal. You would be more loyal at the end.
But what does loyal? Does loyal get you a win?
Not all the time. But I'm saying, I think, Bryce, you get more connected to people in Survivor where you might not. Again, if I went to you, a lot of times you're gonna beat me. But in a situation where I might beat you, then I think you would be more willing to overlook that because of our connection. Whereas Wendell, I feel like, is like, if someone's gonna beat me for $1 million, I need to get rid of them. Whereas you're like, no, that's my boy. Like, we're gonna go to the end. We're gonna see what happens. So it wasn't a back end. It's just different play styles. Kind of like in South Africa, like you were loyal to me, and I kind of blew it. But I think you would have brought me to the end regardless. But I think you would have beaten me. So I felt like I had to like shake things up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll take it.
Okay.
All right,
you
Jack.
asked.
No, I love it. I love it. No, I love it. I know. I wanted your honesty. I want to
hear if you guys think that's an incorrect evaluation.
No, I think that's a 1,000% accurate assessment.
Wendell, do you feel like that's accurate assessment of your strategy?
Well, here's the thing, Jack. I mean, I played more than once, you know, and I think that I was pretty loyal to my ally who played a very strong game. Some might say he played an even stronger game than I played. And with my loyalty to him, we went to the end together and we duked it out.
Oh, I'm not saying you're not loyal. I'm saying if you had a chance to take a shot at Dom at like a Final Four, I feel like if you thought he was going to beat you, you would take that shot. Whereas
I think if I had a clean shot, I would have sniped him. Yeah.
Whereas say you and Bryce are playing together, and it might be the Final Four, and Bryce might be worried you're going to beat him.
Come on,
Bryce might be worried you're going to beat him.
I would see,
Bryce would be like, "Wow, that's my guy. We are going to
and-
the end no matter what." Whereas if you thought Bryce might beat you, you might be like,
he would absolutely take me out. For me, I would give my life as what they say, and volunteer as tribute. Like, you know, first of all, if I made Final Four,
he gets. You're not at the day 3 feast. You're not at the. You don't get the meal yet, though, Bryce. You want that day 3 feast, don't you? I mean that
day 39.
So that's not so. So what final was that?
It's the morning of the Final Three.
Oh, so okay. But anyway, first of all, if I ever were to make Final Four, after coming from where I came from, like
it's like the exact opposite.
Listen, do what y'all want with my body.
Just save me some bacon and eggs. No, that wasn't a question of your loyalty, Wendell. That was more of a.
But also, it's just interesting that y'all get to see Purple Pants Posse. Wendell the sensitive one. You saw how he was like, but listen, I played multiple seasons and I was loyal.
That's what you get, okay? I got the power now. I'm the captain now.
Okay, Jack, I'm changing my password when we get off. But anyway, so
to clarify, I do think there's like maybe loyalty isn't the right word necessarily. Like I would say in the Survivor experiences I've had, I'm very loyal to my group in the sense that I want to go very far with them and make moves with them. I don't want to just be backstabbing people. I'm not saying anyone.
But I guess more the question is when you get far.
Yeah, and then at the end, if I think someone could beat me, then that's the time to make the move. Whereas there's some players that I don't think always want to make that move.
Okay, Sammy.
All right.
I'm Carla.
Ryan goes home. Is there any commentary about, you know, we see 2 black men go home right now. This season, we saw a lot of women and minority men going home. So is there
I don't know if there is anything that needs to be said, but I appreciate you for bringing that up, Wendeezy, because that was the first thing that I thought of last night watching, like, well, wow. Yeah. 2 black men going home. And again, I'm not accusing or saying anything, but me watching is just like, oh, wow.
Yeah. And yeah. We like I said, we saw there's how many women left? 3?
2.
3.
Who's the third? Oh, Noelle. Sorry. Noelle, Carla.
Yeah.
The gender ratio has balanced out a little bit with 3 guys going back to back to back.
Right. Someone wrote, I think Probe said that the new season comes on March 1st, season 44. And I wrote under it, like, can't wait, let's have a party or something like that. And then someone wrote under that, like, Wendell, you should be speaking about all minority men being voted out first, back to back to back to back to back. And I'm like, I didn't respond to it. I mean,
But what did you think when
what
you
did
read
I
that
think
comment?
about it?
When you initially
when I read that comment, you know what I started writing? I started writing, if you do your research, you'll find that I've been fighting for more representation on the show, and I fight these battles, yes, but I didn't write anything. But yeah, so that's what I thought. I think that I don't know, you know, I wrote something about having a watch party under Probst because I was excited that he was announcing the next season. And again, I'm not telling anyone to, you know, question me at any time. You know, you should be able to question me at any time. I just thought that maybe this person didn't know that I do fight for a lot of things. That's all. Sure. Regarding, like, you know, everything, you know. But yeah, I don't really have a statement about it. I see. Yeah. What do you think?
I just think that it is like, one, we fought for diversity, and that's what we fought for. We just wanted an equal playing level, and things happen. And sometimes I do believe that real world experiences and bias do play a factor in the game. But that is the game. That is the real world. And so I think that's just what I think. And I'm always going to, like, I see the world differently. There are things that I will forever always zone in on. But at the same time, it is a game. There are still other people of color in the game. There's a lot to be said. However, for me, I feel like to not acknowledge that is the kind of beats. For me, it's like if we weren't to acknowledge that at all, it would be like, I don't see color.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't see the color. And so we don't have anything necessarily to say, but I do see color because that's the world that I live in. And so it's like, sometimes people are always like, that's all, you guys always bring it up. But yes, I do. Because if I see something, I'm going to speak on it. And that's the difference on Survivor News, is that we talk about issues that are relevant, that sometimes we don't have answers to, that impact us. And so for me, it's just like, I'm very grateful that you brought that up, Wendell, because it's like, I did think that. And that's just, I thought that, and that's end of sentence for me.
And we fought for a more equitable game. And I think now it's like, all right, if you're a minority and seeing other minorities, if you're LGBTQ and seeing other queer people, if you're in these communities and you have more representation on the show, it makes your experience out there a lot more equitable than if you're the only person of that persuasion on the island. Yeah. And we did a lot to make that happen. And now we're seeing on each season how these groups of players are playing. And on this particular season, a lot of women and minority men were voted out first. That's an observation. That's my observation. I don't think that these people are targeting women and minority men. Another observation from Winners at War is all the old schoolers got voted out one by one the beginning of the game. There wasn't a plan to vote out all the old school players. There was not. That's just what happened. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Anything else?
No, but I enjoyed that, bringing that up. But I definitely think, by far the spiciest episode yet.
The best episode of the season.
I was going to say I'm excited because I feel like now we're finally at a point where it's like a clean slate and things are actually going to get popped. Like I said, I called my shot last week. Someone in the comments said, I think they saw the tribe distributions early, so they said, who's going home? Before the episode, I said Ryan and James. I went back last night when the whistle was wet. I was like, I told you. And then, but now it's like after this, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm excited to see how it shakes out.
Shuffle.
It's a shuffle. The shuffle. And again, outside of Baby Boy Gabler, honestly, I feel like it could be anybody's game.
Depending on who gets there, who you're sitting next to, any of these people can get it done, especially based on how the last two seasons have been edited.
And I even take that back. Like, it could be Gabler's game. Like, I feel like, I don't know if it was the preview for next episode or this episode where he was like sitting with his legs crossed.
Does that mean he's about to start playing?
Where he was just saying like, this is where I wanted it, for them to come to me. I'm like, well, okay, tell us your plan. So
a new Godfather.
I mean, listen, I love it.
The Gabe father.
The Gabler father.
I have a question for you, Bryce, before you send us off. What is the hand gesture you do every time you say alligabler?
Alligabler?
Yeah, what is that?
Because he did that, because he was like, the alligabler is going to go back under. But then if it's the alligabler, he's coming back up.
This is so stupid.
Can we go for
That's-
some, can we go for
Jack,
some updated winner picks?
Oh, okay. You getting spicy, Jack.
All right, I'm gonna
Uh,
say it now. I got Carla and Jesse. Y'all can't choose either one of them. Thank you,
No,
Yeah,
wait,
both.
wait. We didn't hear you. Say it again.
Carla and Jesse.
You can't have both.
Who? Who? Who?
Take it to the bank.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Is it a
has-
K or a
pick
T?
one here because this affects my choice.
Okay, well then, if knowledge is power and steal a vote, Jeff, jumping in, and if he has Carla and Jesse,
You
and
got
so wait, so we can't have, so okay, then I'll go with Cassidy and Sammy.
We're taking two.
yeah.
I mean, he
Oh,
said two,
easy.
and
I got two
well,
of my top
also,
choices.
well, I mean, I know because he just made these random rules that the two people that he says are the only two. Like, we can't say the people that he says.
You're right.
I might
yeah.
have my two top choices then. Still,
Go ahead.
Oh,
You got
I'm
Cody
taking
and
Owen and Cody.
okay. Odie.
Oh,
I don't love Carla's spot in the game right now. I don't love it. I don't like.
Yeah.
She still might be the favorite, but I don't like it as much as where I was with her.
A few episodes ago, I said Cody is turning into Tony.
Mm.
Remember
but
that?
I disagree because I feel like you better shape up, because I need a man. That's Grease. Cody has
I got Tengo una pregunta. I have a question.
see.
Because Ellie and Dwight went home
Mm.
and they started the jury at 11. Do you guys think it's a final two?
But here's the thing, okay.
Because why not just start the jury with Dwight at 12 if it's a final? Because if it's a
Because they
final
got 9,
three,
so it'll.
I
I answer your question. No, I think it's a final 3.
would love a final two.
I like a final.
I love a final
But-
two.
What if it's Gabler and anyone?
Then we're gonna crown
Give me
Gabler,
any 2 other people. No, give me anybody else.
Gabler and
Ryan,
Cassidy.
And Gabler and the winner.
Sure.
Gabler could be the winner.
No, if Gabler's in the final 2, Gabler's sitting next to the winner.
Listen, I
Well,
will not.
Yes, but I do think there's a situation where Gabler is against like call it like I don't where like
Cody.
where Ryan and like James might feel spited. Ryan might be like, I love that Gabler loves me. And
That's 2 votes.
yeah, and then
Janine's like, oh, I'm gonna vote
maybe
for
Sammy's
Gabler.
like, that's my guy.
right. There is a world. So listen,
If Gabler
no,
wins this damn season, throw
Maybe-
the season out. Throw this. I love James Jones. Throw the season out, James.
No, that would, but low key, like those are sometimes the most fun seasons when someone crazy wins.
All right,
Like
awesome.
oftentimes the worst seasons are when the winner is like the best player because it's just
also,
like,
since we are talking, I feel like we had a similar conversation, and I said Bob Crowley from
Mhm.
Gabon, and Jack was like, "What are you talking about?" The posse backed me up in the comments,
Ooh,
I still disagree.
but
Ooh.
that's fine. But listen,
All you know is about him being like a easy to spot winner, right?
I mean, a lovable characteristic.
Wait, it was the conversation was different because
But-
we were talking about being able to like early season spot a winner, and
Right.
you were like naming like top options, like Bob Crowley, and I was like, okay, all due respect to Bob, but that was very chaotic.
No, the posse came in the comments and was letting me know. But listen, Jack, you have a rugby game to go to. Wendell is so tired.
I have something important to say, Bryce.
Okay.
And this is to the Alligabler. I will see you season 50, Winners at War 2.
Oh. Hold on, wait, Jack. What's your rebuttal? Do the alligator.
Giver's like, hold on, I'll bring the palm front blanket.
We gotta go.
We have to go, but listen, it's a great time. And the fact that Wendell thinks that they will bring him back for Winners at War 2 after his performance is hilarious to me. But Wendell, before we go, what we got popping off?
In DC, we got the District Survivor 43 watch party on December 7th. That's going to be a great one. We have some surprises. Yo, we got some surprises for the District. And that's on December 7th. And then we have the finale in LA. I think, Bryce, this weekend we should drop a flyer with a lot of names on our Instagram. And I'll see y'all on December 14th at the finale in LA and on December 7th in DC.
It's been so much fun. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack-a-Gator. Thank you, Wendigator. This has been your Survivor News.
Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News. Survivor News.